Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sky Fox. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I'm going to be practicing a collective reading. I say practice because I haven't done a whole bunch of these, and it's such a different vibe from reading for somebody else, live and in person, where you can co-create the reading together. It's so different from reading for yourself, where it's just you, yourself, and I, or you, yourself, and you. And it's something that I want to get comfortable with. So here we are. Welcome to this video that's gonna be a little bit of practice, a little bit of a collective reading, maybe a little bit of there might be a message in here for you, and a whole lot of let's fuck around and find out. So let's go ahead and get into it. I just want to say this is a collective reading, so hopefully it finds who it is meant to resonate with. And tarot is not, what am I trying to say? Tarot does not control or dictate your life or your choices. This collective reading hopefully is going to be affirmation and confirmation for you to check in with other factors in your life, to have a well-rounded perspective on the choices that you are making and moving forward in your life. Yeah, I think that's what I want to say about that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today I'm using the Soul Trees, I think it's called the Soul Trees Oracle. Who's it by? Soul Trees Oracle by Allison Williams Yee, and the Mahogany Tarot World Edition by Kashira Hickson. Lovely, 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 lovely. So let's see what wants to come through. Yeah? Let's do it. Maybe just taking a moment to connect to your breath, taking a deep breath in and out. Coming into this present moment, asking your higher self what message you need to hear right now, what needs to be illuminated for you, what needs clarity on your journey at this time, in this space, in this now moment. I ask for clear messages and clear understanding from my guides, from my highest self, to be able to deliver this reading for my highest good and the highest good of all beings involved. Give so much gratitude, so much thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I have the card face down. I want to pull some tarot cards around it to kind of flesh it out a little bit. What energy needs to come through for the collective right now? What message needs to be heard, needs to be illuminated, needs to be contemplated? Giving thanks for this clear message and this clear understanding. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's flip them and find out, shall we? Ooh. Okay. I wish I had a top-down view, but it's not where we're at right now. So I'll hold up. Can I do this? No. Yes, I can. So we have intuition with the Two of Swords and the Nine of Wands. It definitely feels like you have been really deep in contemplation, like you have been faced with this choice on how you want to move forward. And it also feels like you haven't necessarily been trusting your intuition, like the choices that you have been making. Not that they've necessarily been wrong choices, but the choices have had consequences or ripple effects, and those ripple effects of the choices that you have been making have led to some difficult outcomes. Maybe you kind of feel a little battered, a little bruised, and it's made you gun shy of like, oh my God, how can I navigate this? Maybe it feels like every choice that you've been making has just led to trouble or led to disappointment or led to led to hurt in some way. Who's on the bottom of the deck? Detachment. Who's on the bottom of the tarot? The Fool. So we have detachment and we have the Fool on the bottom of the decks. Yeah, so there needs to be a recalibration. There needs to be a realignment in your body, in your mind, in your soul right now. And really kind of detaching yourself from the outcomes of how things have played out so far. These have all been learning experiences for you that have been guiding you towards what it is that you really need to be focusing on right now, and have been keeping you away from the things that maybe you have felt like you really wanted it to play out in a certain kind of way. And you try to support those things to create that reality, and you try to show up and manifest this reality to look exactly like the way you want. But when we have such a tight grip on those things, and then reality and the unfolding of life doesn't correspond to this idea of reality that we have in our head that we really want, then we become disappointed and we become let down. And there really needs to be a detachment from everything up until this point. We have the Two of Wands, which is that space of meditation as you are making your choices from a still mind. And then we also have the Nine of Wands, which is the completion of the cycle of fire. So there needs to be a detachment of any sort of expectations of what your future choices or what your choices that you're making in this present moment are going to lead to, because you have completed this cycle. You have completed this cycle of passion, this Maybe some of you, this is like about relationships, or maybe some of you this is about like career or creative projects that you've been working on. Like there's a finality to the effort of what you have put in so far, and we need to be open to the potential of new beginnings and taking a leap of faith. And maybe it's a fake left, go right kind of a situation. Yeah, so be open to the possibilities of what is opening up before you right now. So let's see what the Fool is calling in for you. What do you need to be open to next? What is opening up for you next right now? What possibilities are opening up to you right now? And what do you need to know about this new beginning? How can you support this new beginning? What needs to come forth to support you on your path right now? Okay. This is interesting. So we have the Ten of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Okay, it feels a little contradictory to what I was saying earlier as far as like the cycle being completed with the Nine of Wands, because now we're moving into the Ten of Wands. So it's like we're moving from the completion of the Nine of Wands to an over excess of this fire energy that's showing up right now. And it's potentially causing a lot of fear with the Eight of Wands. And this is really speaking to how you are feeling like you have to take everything on by yourself. Like you have all of these responsibilities, you have all of these burdens. It's like you don't necessarily know how you can make a new choice or different choices that are going to move you in a new direction, because you feel the weight of all of this responsibility on your shoulders. But I feel like the Eight of Wands is really here to say, how much of this fear and how much of this responsibility are you putting on your shoulders? How much of that is self-imposed? Like, how much of that is actually based in reality? So we have the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Can't really see her. Isn't she gorgeous? First of all, love this deck. So in order to be able to move out of this fear, you need to be able to look around you and name what is real right now in this moment, not what you're projecting, not what you are getting lost up in your thoughts about. You really need to take stock of your resources around you and strip it back to basics and be able to name what is actually true and to find a sense of gratitude for that. Because with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here, it's truly saying that underneath all of the weight of responsibility, underneath all of the fear, underneath all of the illusion of the choice of the duality, like before you right now, you are so abundant. You have achieved so much. You have put in so much hard work to be able to manifest your goals, manifest your dreams, and it might not necessarily feel like there is progress being made right now, or like the road down this path might not be worth it just because of kind of the way that life has responded to you, or the lessons that have been showing up for you right now, which is why it's really, really important to kind of strip it back to basics and maybe just let the seeds that have been planted for you just kind of breathe and take a breath and maybe step away from it, so that way you're not just sitting over it and you're stewing and you're like watching water boil. That's a weird example, but you're not just fixated on everything that's going wrong right now, but that you can give it room to breathe. You can give it room to breathe, and you can know that you might not necessarily have to make a choice right now. Maybe you can just kind of see and allow things to play out and allow this new becoming, this full energy that showed up previously in the reading, to kind of present itself towards you. Maybe the risk is taking a step back and not making a damn choice at all right now. Maybe it is just allowing things to unfold. There's like already this energy in motion, like we're moving from the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands, and wrapped up in the fear of the Eight of Swords and this reflection energy of like the Seven of Pentacles. But this Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is really speaking to the fact that like you have really you have so much abundance in your life right now, and you have success at your fingertips. You have so much prosperity around you, and it's interesting, like we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. It's like all of these are like numerologically towards the end of their cycle, and all of it is kind of being overcomplicated maybe by the two of Swords, and feeling like there's this really heavy choice that needs to be made right now. And deep down, underneath all of that, you need to trust your intuition and differentiate the mind chatter and the anxiety and the fear, and really come to this place of stillness, come to this place of meditative calmness where you are tapping in to more of the observer role. You're tapping into more of just the conscious awareness of all of these thoughts happening. And you're kind of taking a step back and looking at all of it from a broader perspective and giving yourself space from the emotions and the thoughts that have kind of been rolling around and ruminating around. And it can be really, really hard for the mind to let go of all of that. And so it's so important right now to come to the breath. It's so important right now to come into your body, to take stock of, like I was saying earlier, what is true. And that can all just start with the breath. That can all just start with the awareness of your breath, the feeling of your heartbeat, the feeling of your body in space and time and where you are. And we don't need to overcomplicate that. I think that there's really a call for simplicity. There's a call to just kind of sit with things as they are right now and just kind of let them breathe. Like, can you put your weapons down? Can you put your defenses down? And can you just be with the energy that is around you right now? Can you sit with the difficult emotions? Can you sit with your anxiety? Can you sit with the pressure of responsibility? And can you have a conversation with it? Can you have a dialogue with it? Instead of identifying with it, can you ask it what it needs? Can you be in relationship with it and not bypass it, but take a step back and understand it as something separate from yourself and create a dialogue? And give it time and space to teach you and to show you what it is trying to teach you right now. That way, when you are stepping into what this new decision is for you, when you are opening up to the possibility of what the Fool is offering for you, you can make more of a calculated decision. You can take more of that calculated risk. So let's find out. Let's just see if there's any other advice that wants to come through for you right now. Any final messages from your higher self, or any final messages to support you in kind of the denseness of setting this energy? What advice can you receive right now to clear your mind, to have a light heart, and to find gratitude? That was a bad shuffle. What advice can help lighten the load, clear your mind, and lighten your heart? We have the Queen of Cups. I have to hide part of the artwork on that. YouTube's dumb. We have the Queen of Cups and Judgment. And the King of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so really nurture yourself right now. Tend to your emotional landscape. Maybe talk to a trusted friend. Maybe there's somebody in your life that is super empathetic and is super intuitive and can kind of help you unravel and unpack some of these things that you've been going through. And maybe it's an aspect of the goddess that you're working with. Spending time and journaling about your feelings, being in dialogue with deity, being in dialogue with a support system in some way, and really nurturing yourself. Yeah, I feel like this is just another reflection of kind of what was spoken about earlier, of really finding a place of softness right now, and to not judge yourself too harshly. And making the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck is just asking you to really hone in on your practicality, like your like the King of Pentacles is the energy of someone who is dependable. They understand their resources. They don't make rash decisions. Like, they're very grounded. They have kind of mastered this harnessing of their abundance, and it feels like that is the energy that is wanting to be felt, that is wanting to be moved to. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of a detachment from the King of Pentacles right now being on the bottom of the deck, and this portal through judgment is how we are going to start taking steps and moving towards really feeling the embodiment of the King of Pentacles, really feeling the gratitude of the work that we have put in to create our wealth, to create our abundance. And that's not even or not only speaking to like financial wealth, but just feeling the abundance and the prosperity in our lives through our relationships, through knowing that we have enough, that we are always enough, that we are never lacking, that life will always provide for us, and that we are always taken care of when we can show up through the energy of the Queen of Cups, when we can show up and allow ourselves to emotionally express, and when we can be soft with ourselves, when we can nurture ourselves, we can drop our judgments of the pressures of life and the things that felt like they haven't necessarily gone our way, when we can let go of our grip of this idea of control of how we want our life to look right now in this moment, when we can, bringing it all back to the Two of Swords, finding that stillness, finding that peace of mind, and dropping into the emotional landscape of the Queen of Cups. That is what is going to allow us to pass through the veil of judgment, when we can drop those judgments and truly claim and embody this King of Pentacles. Embody the understanding of the prosperity and abundance in our lives. Yeah, so that's kind of what it feels like it wants to come through. That's what it feels like wants to come through right now. That message feels pretty much complete, I think, at this point. Let's go ahead and draw one more oracle card from the soul trees as a final parting message. What final parting message wants to close out this reading? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Patience. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Um, and third chakra, solar plexus on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Like, you're in it for the long haul, baby. So have patience, enjoy the ride, find softness with yourself, listen to your inner knowings, detach and release from the story and the mind games that we play with ourselves, and really just give everything room to breathe right now. Patience. Patience that life will always find. Patience that life will always find its way. You will find your way through this life, and this too shall pass. So yeah, it feels like this maybe was a difficult message that wanted to come through, but I feel like there was some very powerful medicine available right now in understanding how you can truly embody your own mastery, how you can embody the life that you want, and trust that with patience, these things just unfold in time, and we don't necessarily need to make sense and get lost in the details of all of it. But how can we find space and room to breathe? And I need to stop talking now. But yeah, I would love to know how this reading resonated with you. And it's definitely past my bedtime. I need to go to bed now. So thank you very much. And I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this landed, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.